Still typing in invoices manually and losing hours each week? With Big Red Cloud's Purchase Importer, you can post them in seconds. No typing needed. Tired of chasing paper receipts or digging through emails? Just snap a photo with Snap and Send and let AI handle the rest. Ready to simplify accounting? Join our webinar series every Thursday starting August 7th.
So today we're going to have a look at the Purchase Importer. And the first thing I want to show you is how to set up your API key so you can use it to set up your mobile app. So you can be able to use the Snap and Send feature so you can take photos of your invoices or receipts and upload them directly from the app into the Purchase Importer. So what you want to do is go into the administration section here at the top. It'll only be the main administrator user who has access to this. So if you don't have access to that, you just need to ask your administrator to do that for you. So from the home screen, you'll click Administration, then API Keys. Make sure your company is highlighted here on the left in blue. Click Add. Name the key anything you like. Click Save. And then, so this is the new key I've created here. The key is the long mix of letters and numbers. What you'll do is move the mouse over here to the right, look for the Edit option, click Edit, and then you'll be able to highlight and copy this API key from here. So the best thing to do then would be to email it to yourself, like email it from the PC to an email you have access to on your phone, and then you can just copy the API key from the email and paste it into the app then to log in. And just regarding downloading the app, if you're using an Android phone, you'd go to the Google Play Store, seen there on the left, and if you're using an iPhone or an Apple phone, you'd use the App Store, seen on the right there. And so you'd search in the app then for Big Red Cloud. You download it, and then upon opening it the first time, you'll be presented with the following screen, and you're just going to see one field here to enter. So usually, you'd enter your email address and your password, but here this is where you're going to use your API key that we just created. So once you paste that key in here and click login, you'll see this screen then. So you'll just see a list of your customers, and that's the button you're looking for the Snap and Send feature in the bottom center, the red camera button. If you select that, you'll be able to choose to take a new photo or to select a photo from your device. So you can just take a photo then, or upload a photo of an invoice and then send it straight through to the Purchase Importer. Okay, so we've looked at how to set up the API key and how to download and set up the app on your phone. What we're going to do now is have a quick look at the supplier settings that we need to have in place for it to work optimally with the Purchase Importer. So if we head here to look up into our suppliers, so we'll look at Sally the supplier here, for example. If we click Change here, we can see now that once the Purchase Importer is enabled for your account, you'll have this box available to you. So if you're always purchasing the same thing from Sally the supplier, so say it's goods for example, and it's a purchase for resale rather than not for resale, you can specify that at the bottom. So anytime it's uploaded to the Purchase Importer, it'll automatically default the analysis category to goods and the nominal to PU01. And the main thing that the Purchase Importer will look at when it's trying to match an invoice that you've uploaded to a supplier, that'll be the VAT reg number. So it's important that if you don't have that popped in, populate that even as you're going. As you're uploading invoices and you're uploading them to suppliers where you don't have this populated, you can just do it on the fly through the Purchase Importer. So copy it from the invoice, go into the account, and just make sure you have it pasted in here. So it'll look to match that anyway with the invoice, and then it'll look to set these settings first. So we'll have a quick look at an invoice from Sally the supplier now, and we'll see how this works now. So we're going to pop in here to the purchases book, and then you'll see this option down at the very bottom on the red bar, Purchase Importer. If you don't see that option there, just reach out to our accounts department and they'll be able to go over that with you. So, and what we'll do is we'll click in here. You can see I have one already uploaded here. So if we go upload again, we'll go desktop, and we'll upload this invoice. So it's saying it's a potential duplicate. I have already uploaded this one, but we'll give it another go here again just to show you how that works. So I had the sentence set on this. Remember that it'll automatically detect the VAT reg because I had it populated in my supplier sentence. And I also had the analysis category set up and the nominal set as a default. It should be goods and PU01 that this one gets set to now after processing. So we have it ticked here to say we're going to action it. You're always going to upload first if you're uploading from your PC. Otherwise you can email it or upload it via the app. The next thing we're going to do then is process generally, and then after that the next thing we'll do is create transactions. So you do have other options here. Split document is if you get like an invoice with multiple pages and you don't need all those pages, you can specify which to keep And mark as duplicate is obviously if it's something you've uploaded already and you don't want it, or you want to just mark it as a duplicate because you don't want to recreate that same one again. So what we'll do here, after taking that, it's telling us it's a potential duplicate, we'll ignore that message and we'll go process. So we'll allow that to process. So you can see here in the bottom corner now that's processing one document. You can close this page entirely and it'll still be processing in the background, so you're not forced to sit and watch it process. So what I find a lot of people will do is they'll upload it, whatever method they use, whether it's the email or the app. They'll upload them as they go during the day, and then before they head home at the end of the day, they'll set them to process, close down the computer, and then when they come back in the morning, they should be processed then, ready to action. So we'll have a look here now. This one has found that it's the 24th of July. It's put it in the July period. It's picked the right account. It's picked the right name. What I was going to say here earlier, if you didn't have this VAT reg populated for that account, you can highlight it here, copy, head into the account, click change, and then just paste it in here. And so next time now it'll have a much better opportunity of finding the correct supplier for this invoice. And also, as we had set at the bottom that it's goods and PO01, you'll see over here, if we zip over here to the right, you'll see that it's marked that down as analysis category as goods and the nominal as PO01. So now that we can see that's processed, it looks like everything that we need populated on it is populated. So we can come down here and click create transactions. So that's successful. That's telling us one purchase book entry totaling 246 were created. So if we pop into our purchase book and look at July, we'll be able to see that transaction here now. So that's her there. Another handy thing, once you upload it through the Purchase Importer, you then have access to view the document from the book here, the purchases book, when you're viewing the transaction. So click view document and we'll be able to see our invoice there. I just wanted to briefly point out the filters as well that you have availability at the top here. So right now I have a filter on that the status contains transactions created. So we're only going to see any files with that status. But let's say we don't want to see these anymore because we've actioned these already. These are done. So we can say the status does not contain transactions created. So now we can see this one here that we need to action. So that's the same one again. That's why it's telling us it's a duplicate. But you normally wouldn't see that if it's not a duplicate. So we can click here, and let's say when we're looking along here to the right, we just want to see, okay, what's the analysis category? But let's say we would like to see the file name the entire time as we're scrolling. See the way the file name disappears as going to the right. We can actually click up here, the three dots in each of these columns. You have this option available. You can lock the column. So now when you're scrolling, that column will stay fixed to the left of the screen there. Do you see that file name up here? So that can be quite handy as well if you're looking at multiple invoices and you're trying to remember which one it is or what it relates to, you can see the name there and you'll still be able to click the preview. Okay, so that's that one. And when you're filling out the information, you can kind of read clearly off the invoice as you're going along. Okay, so we've looked at sending our invoices from the app to the Purchase Importer, and we've looked at uploading from your PC to the Purchase Importer. So the third and final method then would be to send them via email to the Purchase Importer. And so if you go up to setup at the top on the red bar there, and then down to Purchase Importer here towards the bottom, you'll be then presented with a screen that allows you to create an address. So I have one already created there, but this is the screen you'll see if you haven't created the address already. So you can put it as anything you like. It just has to finish with @pi.bigredcloud.com. So usually people would just put in their company name, @pi.bigredcloud.com, and then save. So it'll ask you to confirm that, and then if you just test sending an invoice or forwarding an email that you have with an attached invoice to that address, it should land in the Purchase Importer then ready for processing.